All right, thank you so much for joining us. We are going straight ahead now to the next segment of the show, which is the Star Corner. And of course, we have a very amazing guest who is right here with us, but we'll get to introduce him to you in a short while. Now, you can't have a good music without a music producer, and that's a fact. The music producer's role can include gathering ideas, composing music, choosing sessions for musicians, proposing changes to song arrangement, coaching the performers, controlling sessions, supervising the audio mix, and in some cases, supervising the audio mastering. A producer may give creative control to the artists themselves, taking the supervisory or advisory role instead. We have in the house here in the person of Tony Kell Confidence, who is also a music producer and also goes by the name GHS Beats. GHS Beats.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Welcome on the show.
All right. How do we get to know you, especially with regards to you being a music producer?
Okay, my name is GHS Beats, and that has been my music production name for years. And the name was actually gotten from a word that actually sounds a little bit controversial if I say it. It actually means God Himself. So I get G from God, H from Him, then S from self. So it means GHS Beats, God Himself. That means if I'm working for you, I'm actually using the creativity I'm getting from God to produce you, not my own sense knowledge.
That sounds interesting.
Yes.
So the G now is in lowercase.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, in lowercase. Then the beat is in capital letter because I don't want people to see it as a religious something.
Okay.
So I just use the B as that's the music aspect. But I'm actually saying that this thing I'm doing, I'm actually using an inspiration from God to carry on this project.
All right, now let's go straight ahead into business. How long have you professionally been in this game?
Almost. I don't know the yardstick to calculate, but if you ask me, in terms of Nigerian way of reasoning, I would say 2019, because that was the first time I actually made a song for a celeb in quote.
Okay.
Yes. I think I had a song with Bella Shmuda and Mubad titled Adura.
Oh.
Yeah, but before then, I started this thing like almost a decade. Okay, I started out with using laptop and earpiece, laptop and all these small speakers.
Yes.
That they're like cone, like several speakers connected together. I started in the church. So many things. I had to use sponge to make pop filter for mic. And professionally, I would say 2019.
So let's just say roughly 4 years?
Yes.
All right, so what's the inspiration? Where did you get the inspiration from? You know, from becoming
to becoming
rather a music producer.
Okay, music is in my family. My mom is actually an artist. She sings. She has like 2 albums, and my dad is also a composer. Though musically, he didn't do anything about it. Then my grandma too. I was told in her own time she used to go from one TV station and the other to perform. I was also, like every other artist or producer, started from the church. So, and along the line I had to get knowledge and study music more.
Now, you've produced a couple of artists, I guess.
Yes.
Are they established artists or upcoming ones in the last 4 years?
I have worked with a couple of artists. Some are established, some are very good but not well known.
Okay.
People like Daniels, I have sung with him. Mubad and Bilashmi that I said before. I have a song with BJ Show and Sheyi Vibe, BJ Show and Zlatan. Then I have a song with Kabex. I have a song with KCC and Oladips. And I have a song with Daniels and Small Doctor, but I'm not sure if the song is out yet. Yeah.
Okay, so what are the challenges you encounter as a producer? What are those challenges?
The first thing I would say is the country itself. is a challenge to any average youth that doesn't want to do fraud. You actually want to use your talent or your handwork. There's not enough enablement to actually thrive doing any job. So the country first, then secondly is NEPA. We call it NEPA. NEPA is the factor. If you don't have stable
electricity,
electricity, you cannot run any business in this country. Then people don't really believe in you when you start. I've received a lot of insults in this game. That producer they carry laptop up and down with earpiece, so they do, you know. But at the end of the day, you see that as a drive to do better.
To motivate you.
Yes.
Now, the issue of NEPA has been around for as long as we know. But then when you say people look down on your creativity, especially when they say, not be that one where they carry laptop up and down, maybe because you have not made it in life.
Yes.
Now, what does it feel like when you work with different artists? What are their strengths and what are their weaknesses, and how do you make a balance, especially when you work with this particular artist and when you work with that particular artist? What do you say you usually look out for?
Okay, some artists are good at freestyling, while some need to write. But some have this false belief of I must smoke, I must get intoxicated before. I remember when I had a studio at Counting, the guy was so high that he used his leg to break the vocal booth door. It was so high.
Is that how it gets into the mood, or what?
That is their own belief. Some artists believe that if I don't smoke, I cannot sing.
Sorry, if I may ask you, do you smoke?
No.
Do you drink?
Why would I try that?
So how do you blend with these ones when they have to go into that kind of mood?
Money will make you do a lot of things. You get. I cannot complain because they will give me money. So sometimes I finish working, even my headset will be smelling smoke. You get. But since it is my business, I need to put sentiment aside and learn how to manage, and then we coexist and work together.
Okay, so what makes a good producer? What are the qualities?
Okay, there are several factors. In this country, you must be known. There is nothing like a good producer in the sense that even if you are good and you are not known, you are not good. That is the truth. Being good means you must have, when people say who you don't work for, who you don't produce, you get. That also determine the value you get. But outside that, a good producer should at least have music knowledge. Okay. Like know how to play at least one music instrument, then I know a little bit about music theory.
So do you have any experience when it comes to playing the instruments?
Of course.
Which of the instruments are you very good in?
I play some, but majorly I play the piano.
The piano.
Yeah.
What gives you that drive? What inspires you when it comes to creating beats?
I said that in the opening. GHS beats.
Okay, God is behind your creativity.
So God is my source.
Anybody can claim God is his source. But for you as an individual, what stands you out when it comes to a particular artist you want to create a certain beat for? What drives you?
Okay, I will answer it with this kind of. I've done a lot of songs. At the end of the day, people say this artist just wasted your beat. I've had that over and over.
Really?
Yes. This one just a sing rubbish. This one just waste your beat. Some people say, why you go do this kind of for this person? You know what? You get. So I sometimes I don't look at the artist I'm working with. I look at what can we achieve with this. Even if the person is not singing in quotes, I always put in my best to make sure that I have a perfect job at the end of the day.
Okay, so what advice will you give to the maybe someone who wants to become a producer just as you?
You have to look for a second job. That's the first thing, because in this country, this level I am, I was once a teacher. I taught for 10 years, 10 good years. I trek, I walk up and down. So if I tell you it is easy, I cannot come and tell you you will make it. No. This is even as an artist now in this country, that's why most artists are into fraud in quotes, because it is not easy. So if you think you want to be a full-time music producer, first of all, have a side hustle, look for a job, because you will need to buy gadgets. You need money to actually start up and keep the vision alive. So that's it.
Okay, do you, becoming a producer, do you also have to train under someone, like understudy? For example, I want to become a producer. Do I have to come and understudy in your studio, or I can just use my own inspiration, or do I need any guidance?
Okay, there are people that says nobody teach me, nobody teach me. I don't really believe in that kind of talk, because one way or the other, somebody must put you through. You cannot say I just woke up and started playing the keyboard. It's not possible. So for music production, those who are actually doing well actually learned from somebody. Some will say I was watching a video on YouTube and I started production. I don't know how that works, because these things is practical. So somebody must teach you. You must understand. You must learn before you can start off.
All right. Now, when someone is listening to your beat, how does this person know that, oh, it's actually, you know, JSS beats that is playing?
Okay.
What's the signature of your beat?
Okay, it's I have two. It's called emblem. One is unbeatable.
Okay.
That means the beat is unbeatable. It does not have rival. That's one. Then number two is in Igbo language, Ekwensu Eshigo Jollof Rice. Now, what does it mean? I used to do comedy. You can see what I was saying before. As a producer, I've done so many things to make sure that this dream does not die.
Yeah.
So I still do comedy, but not as before. So I saw a skit, a comedy skit, and I had that line there. So I extracted the video, converted it to audio, and I started using it. And it also signified my root as an Igbo person, you get, and also a comedian. So Ekwensu Eshigo Jollof Rice. Whenever you hear it, it's JHS beats.
All right. So when it comes to you working with some of these artists,
okay,
you know, what are the challenges that you have personally encountered, and how were you able to deal with it? I'm not talking about public reception. I'm talking about having this relationship with this artist.
Okay, first of all, what I always do is to make sure that I and the artist, we kind of be on the same page. Sometimes some artists, before they get to the studio, maybe stress, traffic, if they don't shout for each other, talk. When they come, I try to make them laugh, because there's no way they come without mood, and we'll be able to create anything meaningful. So whenever I'm working with an artist, I try to I get to know them first. And
you know why I'm asking this?
Okay.
When it comes to you producing for an artist, there are times you could play advisory role.
Okay.
So when it comes to you telling this artist, you know what, I don't think this line will work. Okay. Why not we tweak it this way? Why not we tweak it that way? Okay. What's the reception you get?
This is actually in two sides. Okay. There are those that are attentive. They will listen. And at the end of the day, everybody will be happy. There are those that they don't listen. So whenever I started giving minor ideas, if I find out that this person is not attentive, I don't talk. Because at the end of the day, you look as if someone will tell you why they change my song. I need to pay you. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Okay. So at the end of the day, if I sense that very, very early. Once I sense that, I just back off.
Okay, you go with the flow, like what they want to give it to them.
Because at the end of the day, customer is always right.
But at the same time, don't you understand that you are building a brand?
Yes.
Do you just say you want to go with the flow because it's all about money? What if at the end of the day you churn out a content and people do not accept it? Won't it also affect you? No. Who produces this beat? No. So and so.
This is it.
Will you now say, oh, this is because of that money?
This is it. These artists in question, most of the time, it's not that they are typically stubborn. Some of them just have outdated ideas. Like some will tell you that thing they play for so song. Yeah. Plays in the, and sometimes it does not even relate. It does not sync. So it's actually my duty to educate them over and over. But if they refuse, I have to go with it. But that doesn't mean that will spoil the entire project. So that's it.
Now you've worked with Portable.
Yes.
What's the experience like? And what are the challenges?
I cannot really say much, but all I will say is some of these artists, the way you see them on
Screen
is not actually the way
they are.
When it comes to advisory role, when it comes to supervisory role,
they
what is it
listen.
like? Portable.
They listen. They do.
Are you trying to play PR here?
I'm not playing PR for anybody. Nobody give me money. They do. I'll tell you something. The first time I met Mubad was on the island. He may not consider what we are doing, but we were like several guys on the bed after finish our work, sleeping. So there was no space for me to sleep. He asked one of the guys to stand up. He stood up. So I had to lie down. Along the line, he brought bed sheets and then covered me. Now that kind of person, if you see him online, you will feel he's a kind of a ras person. That's just the business aspect. They have to look ras outside so that
they can
give value to what they are doing. Not all of them are not as ras as they look.
So far, how can you describe Portable in one word?
Why this Portable?
Because you've worked with him.
Well, because I know what the public perception is about him, that you cannot tame him.
Yes.
He goes out to say anything he wants. Now, as someone who has worked with him, can you be very honest to tell us in one word how you describe Portable?
This is it. He actually understands the music business.
Yes.
That's the only time you have to with him. Yes. Yeah. The music business, he's not in any label, and he has stayed relevant for...
I'm sure you know that when it comes to the music business, it's broad. The monetary part is different. The PR aspect is different.
Okay.
The distribution aspect of your work is different.
Okay.
So when you're talking about the music business, please be very specific. When you're talking about how to classify him in the music business.
The only issue you have with him is that he talks out of control.
He has done that to you.
That's all.
Has he done that to you?
No. That's all they can say. That's why I say you understand it. It is when you actually go against what you think is right that you see him. If not, you say study him now, check him out. It's not like that. You get tomorrow night you may say anybody ranting. There's an issue.
Okay. All right. So before you go, we have a game for you.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a word, and you have to bring out 5 other words from it, and you have 10 seconds to do that.
Okay.
Okay. So here is the word. I give you the word nation.
Nation.
Yeah. 1, 2.
N-O-O-N.
Okay.
I-T.
Yeah.
A-T.
Okay.
T-O.
You got it right. That was good. Thanks for gracing the show.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate you, and also we hope that when next we invite you to the show, you will be able to avail yourself. Definitely. Thank you so much. Well, that's what we can offer you right about now on this section, and we'll be moving also to another issue, and of course we'll be having a guest that will be giving us his analysis on that matter. Please do stay with us. We'll be right back.